is the only bathroom in the home. It's referenced as room D in the FBI evidence sketch. It's on the first floor attached to the kitchen.
Do you recognize this photo, which I'll reference as states 10J?
Yes.
What is it?
This is a view from the landing after the first set of steps as you go up from the first floor. There's a turn, then you go up another set of steps before you reach the second floor. So this is a landing between the first and second floors. At the top of the image is a brown curtain, and the curtain was concealing the landing to the second floor.
All right, so it's a little bit hard to see, but in terms of the model, that would be in the center of the second floor at the top of that staircase.
That's correct.
And was this also a heavy material?
Yes.
Next photo, please. This next shot, is that from the top of the staircase looking down?
Yes.
It's just another representation of that curtain hanging over the top of that staircase.
Yes, as Officer Johnson presented that she had to push away a curtain. This is the curtain she would have been referring to.
Next photo. States 10L. You recognize the view on the monitor?
I do.
Can you tell us what it is?
This is a view from the hallway in the second floor of the room that was labeled, I believe it's room I, and that is the room that the investigation showed Amanda Berry and her daughter spent the majority of their time.
So, turning to States 20, this schematic layout of each floor of the home, you would be referencing this front bedroom on the second floor, is that correct? It's labeled I?
That's correct.
Can you describe the status or the condition or the unusual nature of the bedroom door itself?
Yes, the door had obviously been modified by the picture here. There's a handle on the outside that's screwed in. It functions to be able to pull the door closed, as there's no doorknob attached to either the inside or the outside. There is an eye bolt. It's hard to see here, but there's a slide lock, and then underneath it there's a small eye bolt that marries up with an eye bolt in the door jamb, so that one could secure the door from the outside with a lock. Then there's a hole cut in the bottom panel there, which was later determined to be a source of ventilation for the room.
Why was ventilation needed? Weren't there windows in that room?
There were windows, but they were boarded up from the inside.
And what were they boarded up with, if you know?
It appears that they're closet doors, very heavy, full-thickness wooden closet doors.
Now, turning to States 10N, can you see a portion of those closet doors behind the fabric on the far wall there?
Yes.
Okay, those are the white panel doors, correct?
Correct.
This next photo, States 10O, what is that?
That's an interior shot of that room, room I.
What are those items on the wall, if you know?
Those are workbook pages, child workbook pages.
States, next photo, please, 10P. Does this then show the closet doors nailed across the two windows in that room, room I?
It does.
Now, off of this room, there was a separate room that adjoined it, correct?
Correct.
Now, would you agree that the approximate dimensions of the first room were 11.5 by 11.5 feet?
Yes.
And that the second room was approximately 7 foot 2 inches by, again, 11.5 feet approximately?
Correct.
In the course of the investigation, what did you learn as to who occupied the first room that we saw as we entered through the door with the hole in it? Who occupied that room?
That would have been Amanda Berry and her daughter.
Okay, and then the smaller adjoining room was occupied by whom?
Michelle Knight and Gina DeJesus.
And we're currently looking at a photograph of the bedroom in the small adjoining room, which I'll reference as 10T. Who shared that bed?
That's in the room where Gina DeJesus and Michelle Knight were.
Next slide, please. And there, the window in that small adjoining room, was there any obstruction as to that window?
Yes.
Can you describe it?
Underneath what's clearly shown on the photograph as a sheet, underneath that is a very thick wooden panel that was screwed in.
Next one. And currently, what's on the... Is there a commode there present in the room?
Yes.
Next photo, please. And does that then show us the fabric pulled back to show the heavy board over the window?
Yes.
Next photo, please. Do you see the photo that's before you?
Yes.
I'll reference this as states 10W. What does it show?
That's a chain. It's in the room that Gina DeJesus and Michelle Knight shared.
Next photo. States 10X. What does this photo depict?
That is a hole through the wall. I believe that photos on the side of Gina and Michelle's room. Through there is running a power cord that's plugged in the other room and the chain.
Now, for that small side room, the 7 by 11 room, with the window nailed shut, was there any attempt to provide for ventilation into that small space?
There was a small cutout in the ceiling and a box fan in the attic.
So the actual plaster was cut away, an opening made, and some electrical service to the attic was providing a fan.
Correct.
Next photo, please. Showing you states 10Y. Do you recognize what's shown there?
Yes.
What is it?
Chains, locks.
Do you know generally where those were found?
Those were found in the upstairs bedrooms.
Next photo, please. We are now on states 10Z. We're in the basement. What is of significance in this photo?
This is a view from the bottom of the stairs. The stairs are slightly visible at the far right margin of the photograph, and you're looking in a southerly direction through the house, basically the long axis of the house. On the left side of the frame is a support pole. That's a pole that we've come to understand that the women were restrained to at various points.
Next photo, please. Now, there's two things I'd like you to talk about in this photo, states 10AA. The center pole and that rearmost washing machine. Why were they of significance?
Well, again, the pole is what the investigation has shown was used to restrain the women in the early stages of captivity. And the washing machine at the far end, a significant amount of cash was found sequestered in the washing machine.
Do you know how the team collecting the evidence had any indication to look for cash in a washing machine?
They were directed there by aerial casters.